The Mercury Mountaineer hit the road as a luxury-oriented sport utility vehicle based on the popular Ford Explorer. New for 1997, the Mountaineer came with standard 8-cylinder power and later added a V6 along with Ford's control-track 4-wheel drive. In this episode, we're going to take a closer look at the 1997 to 2001 Mercury Mountaineer and how it intended to appeal to outdoor sophisticates. So grab some 5 Alive, kick back, and let's get down to the nitty-gritty. The Ford Explorer dominated the exceedingly competitive SUV market since its initial 1991 model year launch, routinely selling over 300,000 units annually. Those 300,000 examples were vastly more than either of its two closest competitors, the Jeep Grand Cherokee and the Chevy S10 Blazer. In 1994, it was the 9th best-selling vehicle of any kind in the US, even outselling the Honda Civic, Pontiac Grand Am, and Chevy S10 pickup. For 1995, the Explorer came with a slew of updates. In conjunction with the facelift, it provided ambitious and innovative features. The design for the 1995 Ford Explorer was submitted and approved in 1992 via Bob Akins. Designers created a more contemporary front end with soft lines and contours, keeping in step with the curvy aero look of the 90s. From the A-pillars back, the rest of the body remained similar to the earlier models. Ford was looking to capitalize even more on the ever so popular Explorer by adding a new variant, one that was loaded with nice features and more upscale. 1996. The Mountaineer entered production in April of this year. Unlike its Explorer counterpart, the Mountaineer will only be offered as a 4-door SUV. The Mountaineer adopted a chrome waterfall grille, similar to what was found on the Grand Marquis. Other than a chrome grille, body side cladding, two-tone paint, and a Mercury badge on the liftgate, there was little distinguishing features between the Mountaineer and the Explorer. This, however, did not come as much of a surprise. Mercury, especially during this time, was known for offering cars that were merely dressed-up versions of the ones you could purchase at regular Ford dealerships. What was significant was the fact that the Mountaineer would be the first truck Lincoln Mercury had ever sold in the States, of course excluding the Villager minivan. The Lincoln Navigator, on the other hand, would not be launched until summer 1997 for the 1998 model year, with the very first model rolling off the assembly line in May 1997. For its initial model year, the Mountaineer would only be equipped with Ford's 5-liter V8, cranking out 210 horsepower and paired to a 4-speed automatic. The Mercury Mountaineer went on sale in 1996 for the 1997 model year. Rear-wheel drive was standard. All-wheel drive was optional. This all-wheel drive system featured a 35-65 front-rear torque split under normal conditions, but when wheel spin on either end was sensed, its viscous center differential transferred power to the axle with the best traction. On the inside, there was more interior space than a Jeep Grand Cherokee or Chevy Blazer. As soon as the 1998 model year, the Mountaineer received minor front and rear styling tweaks, further separating it from the otherwise identical Explorer. For 1998, there was now a base engine. The newly added 4-liter V6 generated 205 horsepower paired to a 5-speed automatic. The V8 engine, which was still mated to the 4-speed automatic, was now an option. The V8 was now rated at 215 horsepower, up from 1997's 210. The 4-wheel drive system for the V6 was Ford's control track, which offered 2-wheel drive as well as 3 4-wheel drive modes. Fast forward to 1999, the 4-liter engine got a 5 horsepower bump, increasing the power output to 210. During its initial model year, sales of the Mountaineer fell short of what Lincoln Mercury had anticipated. After being refreshed and therefore more distinguishable from the Explorer, in conjunction with the added features including the V6 engine, the Mountaineer went on to become the 3rd best-selling vehicle in the Mercury division, after the Sable and Grand Marquis. Jim Englehart, Vice President of Ford Light Truck Development, mentioned, "We know that women are particularly concerned about safety and security, so the Mountaineer includes many important features that are not always found on compact sport utility vehicles. In other words, the SUV was tailored to fit the needs of consumers. Individuals residing in cold weather climates that were subjected to snow, ice, and rain, or individuals who simply wanted to utilize the vehicle's off-road capabilities, had a choice between a full-time all-wheel drive model or a four-wheel drive model that featured the single overhead cam V6. Of course, the rear-wheel drive model was there for those who didn't require any of those extra capabilities. Let us know if you've owned or driven a 1997 to 2001 Mercury Mountaineer. These SUVs were rugged, durable, and quite reliable. Many owners mention their Explorers or Mountaineers of this era are still running great, even with 200,000 plus miles. If there are any complaints, it's mainly due to the thirstiness of the V8 engine. As always, thanks for coming out to the show, and we look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Until next time, this is your host Rob, and thanks for tuning in to Antique Tags.